Have you ever noticed how one simple question can instantly make you lose interest? So, what do? You answer politely, you smile, but inside, your mind is already checked out. Most people assume this means you're shy, but that's rarely the real reason. Think about it. Someone who hates small talk might happily spend hours discussing human nature, childhood memories, or the meaning of life with a complete stranger. They're not avoiding conversation. They're avoiding conversations that never go anywhere. Psychologists describe small talk as an exchange where both people leave knowing almost exactly what they knew before. Nothing meaningful changes, no new understanding, no genuine connection. It's conversation without discovery. Now compare that to a deeper discussion. Someone shares a personal story, an honest opinion, a hidden fear. Suddenly, both people walk away seeing each other differently. Something real has happened. That's the kind of conversation some minds naturally crave. Research has found that people who regularly have more meaningful conversations often report greater well-being than those whose days are filled mostly with surface-level interactions. That doesn't prove deep conversations create happiness, but it does suggest that depth plays an important role in how connected we feel. So why do some people dislike small talk so much? Not because they're arrogant, not because they dislike people. Their brains simply become bored when every conversation follows the same predictable script. The weather, work, weekend plans, the same questions, the same answers. It's like watching the trailer over and over without ever getting to the movie. For these people, conversation isn't just a way to pass time. It's a way to understand another human being. And when that opportunity never arrives, silence often feels far more rewarding than words. The real question isn't why some people hate small talk. The better question is, what kind of mind keeps searching for something deeper? Part of the answer lies in something psychologists call the need for cognition. It sounds technical, but the idea is surprisingly simple. Some people genuinely enjoy thinking. Not because they have to, because their brains find it rewarding. They naturally ask questions, they connect ideas, they look for patterns beneath the surface. Give them a difficult problem, and they become curious. Give them an interesting perspective, and they become energized. Now imagine placing that same mind inside a conversation built entirely on predictable scripts. Busy today? How was your weekend? Nice weather. Nothing is technically wrong with those questions. But for a brain searching for something meaningful, they offer very little to explore. The conversation feels finished before it has even started. There's another reason many people struggle with small talk. It requires following dozens of invisible social rules. You're expected to know when someone is making polite conversation instead of asking a genuine question. You're expected to recognize when "how are you" really means, "please say you're fine." You're expected to smile at the right moments, pause at the right moments, end the conversation without ending it too suddenly. Most people learn these rules without thinking, but not everyone experiences them so effortlessly. For some, every casual conversation becomes a silent decoding exercise. They're not uncomfortable because they're talking. They're exhausted because they're constantly translating. Then there's boredom, a type of discomfort people rarely talk about. Some minds simply need more stimulation than others. Not louder stimulation, deeper stimulation. When every conversation follows the same familiar path, attention quietly drifts away. It's the same reason some people lose interest halfway through predictable movies. Their minds keep searching for surprise, for complexity, for something they haven't already heard 100 times. This is also why people often confuse hating small talk with being introverted. The two aren't the same. An introvert may enjoy talking about everyday life with close friends for hours. An extrovert may hate surface-level conversations and immediately steer toward bigger ideas. One describes where your energy comes from. The other describes what your mind considers worth paying attention to. Those are completely different things. And once you understand that difference, your own reactions start making a lot more sense. The strange thing is that small talk isn't useless. It actually serves an important purpose. Before two people trust each other, their brains quietly ask a simple question. Am I safe with this person? Small talk helps answer that question. A smile, a short conversation, a few ordinary questions. They're all tiny signals that lower uncertainty. For many people, that's enough. They enjoy the slow process of building comfort before moving into anything personal. But some brains finish that safety check much faster. After only a few exchanges, they're already ready for something more meaningful. While everyone else is still talking about the weather, their mind is wondering what truly matters to the person standing in front of them. That's why they often feel impatient during casual conversations. Not because they're judging anyone, not because they think they're different. Their brain has simply moved on before the conversation has. If you've ever felt guilty for preferring meaningful conversations over polite chatter, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to force yourself to enjoy every surface-level interaction. At the same time, understanding the purpose of small talk can make those moments easier to accept. Sometimes it's not the destination, it's simply the bridge. And every meaningful friendship, every honest relationship, every unforgettable conversation usually begins with a few ordinary words. The difference is finding people who are willing to keep walking after the bridge ends. People who are curious, people who ask real questions, people who aren't afraid of honest answers. Those are the conversations you'll remember years later. Because they don't just exchange information, they change the way you see another person, and sometimes the way you see yourself. If today's video helped you understand your own mind a little better, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because every week we explore the hidden psychology behind everyday behaviors, helping you understand yourself and the people around you a little more deeply. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.